Welcome to the Sisterly Shove, a podcast designed to push you headfirst into the utterly unserious world of sports. Our goal is to make talking sports less intimidating, whether you're a rookie, a seasoned pro, or a boyfriend just trying to keep up. We're your hosts, Cass and Emma. Let's give it a shove. Emma, we
Yes.
gotta freaking talk about it.
I'm already just sick to my stomach thinking about what happened last week. But basically, to give a little context, one of our TikToks got some attention by this red pill incel ass man. And he basically stitched one of our clips, one of our takes, which honestly is a good hot take if I do say so myself. But he basically goes one thing I'm not doing this year is listening to women's advice when they talk sports.
Give me a break. Give me a fucking break.
Oh my God.
And I saw this notification pop up. And first of all, my heart dropped into my stomach because I was like, are we about to end up on the fucking red pill incel side of TikTok? I am
Our
actually
worst fucking
terrified
nightmare.
of what is about to happen. But turns out the post got zero attention. So we were
Mhm.
even debating, do we respond to this fucking nobody? But I don't know what it was. Something about the female rage that
Right.
ignited in me from years of men dismissing me whenever I want to talk
Mhm.
sports. So I was like, you know what? Let's respond. And it led us to a great point of exactly why we made this podcast in the first place.
We wanted to create this safe space where people who are intimidated to talk about sports come in and sit and listen with us. We never claimed that we were professionals or that we knew everything, but we do like to talk about sports and we like to talk with people that respect and value our opinions. So we wanted to create a podcast that we think is pretty unique in that area.
And I mean, I think we talk about it in such a unique way that everybody can understand. Sports can be intimidating because there's always people being like, well, if you don't know this, then you don't know sports. And that's just I don't fuck with that.
No, not at all.
That is a big barrier into anybody, not just women,
Right.
anybody getting
Anybody.
into sports and wanting to talk about sports. This isn't a competition. It shouldn't be you need to know X, Y, and Z in order to be a sports fan or talk about sports.
Right.
That's just so annoying. And whether that's
Mhm.
because you're a woman or because you didn't start getting into football until this or
Right.
whatever the reason is, there shouldn't be this big barrier to entry to sports. It should be for everybody. And so
Literally.
fuck you and that fucking take.
Yeah.
And honestly, the response from everybody was so
Mhm.
amazing. I mean, there were over 150 comments on that video, men and women alike, sharing their
Right.
experiences and encouraging us to keep going. And
Yes. It was amazing.
that made me feel so, so good.
Yeah.
Because obviously, we were not scared to start, but it's always
Oh, yeah. It's intimidating to step into a space that you're like, okay, I'm about to be online. I know not everybody is going to agree with me, but if anything,
Mhm.
I think the response of that video just kind of validated that we did make the right choice, which
Mhm.
is amazing because it's kind of a relief too. It's okay, people do want to hear what we have to say. And
Yeah.
so we want to thank you all who showed your support, whether you just interacted with it, liked the video, followed us, or you're just listening to this podcast for the first time. It means so much to us.
If you're a new listener, hi, welcome.
Hi.
We hope you find some enjoyment and
Yes.
or useful information,
Yeah.
whatever it may be. But without further ado, Emma, should we get into this episode?
Let's get into it. We're really excited about this one. But to start, we're going to discuss some fantasy football basics, and then we'll go to our final divisional dram segment. As we mentioned last week, the crown jewel of the NFL divisions, the two best, must we say, the AFC and the NFC North.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we're going to take you back to the secret garden. Today, we're going to talk about some fantasy know-hows when it comes to running your team. We're going to talk about utilizing your bench, navigating in-season trades, and understanding the waiver wire and the free agent budget.
Yes, absolutely. Just to note quickly, as I was writing up our little script here, we did get some important news. So we talked a couple of weeks ago about Terry McLaurin on the Washington Commanders and how he had not come to an agreement yet, but he did just get signed
I'm
today.
so excited.
So that is
thank
great
God.
news.
That
Great
is
news.
great news. Yeah.
especially for fantasy for the Washington Commanders. We love
For our
that.
baby gorgeous.
Another important note for fantasy owners, Joe Mixon. He is the running back for the Texans. He is still on IR, I think, with an ankle injury, and he will not play the first 4 games of the season. So just something important to know, especially
Right.
because that is an RB1.
Great to know. Like,
But that's it
moving
for my
well,
little quick updates.
no, this would be like a perfect transition because Joe Mixon could be great on your bench, which is where we want to start. So once your team is drafted, you are going to have 4 or 5 extra players that will basically ride your bench for parts of the season. However, these players cannot be forgotten, y'all. Your bench basically are like your fallback guys for when, God forbid, somebody on your starting lineup gets hurt, or if there's a bye week, you're going to have to like shuffle players in at some point. So your bench is like pretty important to pay attention to. Also, you want to pay attention to your bench players' production because depending on the depth of your league, you're going to want to like switch out your flex players every once in a while, like looking at which game they might be playing. Like, could they score higher points than this player? So you basically want to keep an eye on them. And then also sometimes, like, this doesn't usually happen, but it can, like, sometimes your person that you drafted and that you put on your bench could be playing better than some of your starters. So you're always going to want to keep an eye out and be like, okay, wait, if this guy is having like 2 good weeks in a row, is it smart to take him off the bench and put him in your starting lineup? So just kind
Yes,
of paying
so
attention to
true.
that.
So true. It usually, I mean, we typically use ESPN.
Yes.
So they'll have like current news and like weekly recaps, and even sometimes they'll look ahead for the week or any sort of like news source, or really any show that highlights fantasy football. So, like, our family really likes fantasy football now. Not that you have to
Mm-hmm.
really, like, get into the weeds there, but if you did wanna know, "Hey, are some of my bench players gonna play better this week just because of their matchups?" If you really wanna get into the weeds, look into it. Look
And
into it.
there's nothing wrong with taking some notes.
Nothing wrong with doing a little research.
Right. Okay. So moving on, next we're going to talk about in-season trades. I'm not going to touch on this for too long because it just might not happen in your league, but just in case it does, basically this is when one team trades a player or players to another team for a different player or players, right? So this usually happens, I would say, towards like the middle or end of the season when we're kind of approaching the playoffs and people are figuring out like, okay, what does my team need to have like a successful postseason run? For example, if you notice that your running back depth like isn't doing great, you could try and, look at some other teams and be like, okay, this team has 2 running backs and he has like 2 more on his bench. Like maybe we can try to make something happen there. I will say that's all I'm going to really touch on because people value players so different. It can be a little intimidating in that aspect, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with sending a trade out. I did a couple times like last year, got denied immediately because, like I said,
They
people
were
value
like,
player.
"Are you
Yeah,
stupid?"
yeah,
Like,
like people value players
absolutely not.
differently. But I will also
No, it's
say
so true.
I am very much a ride with my team that I drafted until the end of the season because these are my children, these are my babies.
Yeah.
Also, I'm a hater. Like, if like anyone's gonna be like the driver of my downfall, it is me.
I feel the exact same way. I'm typically not an in-season trade person. You're
No.
right. I draft my guys and I'm like, "No, because I had the best draft ever, so I'm gonna win with this team,"
Yeah,
or, like, we'll move on to it next, but I'll pick someone off the waiver wire. Like, I'll drop players on
100%.
my bench
Oh,
and pick someone off of the waiver wire,
yeah.
but, like, I'm typically not a in-season trade person.
No.
Another thing with the trades is in most of my leagues, the rest of the players in your league can also get a say in whether or
Mm,
not the trade occurs. So, like, you can't
yeah.
it's kind of difficult to be like, "Oh, no one was in the room where it happened."
Right, right.
Hamilton reference right there in case you didn't know that. And I can't, like, do some corrupt
Right.
trading and be like,
For
"Trade me
your
your best player,
star.
and
Mhm.
I'll, give you my worst shit ever."
Well, because that I feel like will happen too when it's, like, towards the end, it's like, you're gonna know who the shitty teams are and who aren't gonna make the playoffs, so the
Mhm.
top dogs are gonna try to send out, like, outrageous trades for, like, "Oh, yeah, I will give you some poverty player for Derrick Henry," and, like,
Right.
whatever. Like, so no, your league should be able to have some opportunity to veto that.
Yes. So I think if your trade gets vetoed X amount of times, then that trade cannot occur.
We still live in a democracy, y'all. Like, whether it's heading towards something of a dictatorship, we still are a democratic nation, and we take those rules into the fantasy football as well. So that's in-season trades. Next, we're going to talk a little bit about the waiver wire and the free agent budget. The waiver wire I like to call the sixth man, which is a popular term when we talk about basketball later in like our podcasting journey. Basically, the sixth man is like that person straight off your bench that steps up and is like kind of a fifth starter, right? I like to call the waiver wire that because sometimes, like for example, last year, I drafted Rasheed Rice, okay?
Mm.
And Rasheed Rice, for the first like 3 fucking games he played, was amazing. I was like, wow, my team is so good this year. We're going to do something. We're going to make some noise. Blows his fucking ACL. So
Right.
then I'm like, huh, okay, what am I going to do here? So that's when I took the waiver wire. So the waiver wire is essentially when you're done drafting, there's going to be a handful. There's handfuls of players that didn't get drafted. They are all what we call free agents. In simple terms, just means that they're not on anybody's team. So the leftovers are all left on the waiver. And when football players get hurt, you need someone to fill their spot. So when Mr. Rice went down for me, I used the waiver wire to draft my king. Well, not draft, pick up my King Tank Dell, which a humble brag, I would like to say, because we didn't know, I certainly didn't know that he was going to have the production that he did, but he did. So he was an amazing pickup for me. So
That always feels so good when you
it
pick
feels
someone off the
so
waiver wire and you're
good.
like, and now they're going off.
And
How about
now
fucking that?
exactly. So basically you can utilize the waiver wire at any point of the season. You just have to make sure like you can't pick up more players like if you don't have a spot for them. So you have to have like an empty bench spot or an empty lineup spot. But like
Or you
sometimes like
have to, then the trade off is you have to drop somebody in
yes,
order to pick
exactly.
up another person. I
Right.
think last year I picked up Darnell Mooney and Rashid Shaheed at one point, but he was kind of iffy. But Darnell Mooney was
Darwin.
pretty good for me.
Yeah.
Every year I feel like there's somebody that just exceeds
Yeah.
expectations that's on the waiver.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing with the waiver wire, it really depends on your league, but the leagues that I've been in, typically the waiver wire, what order you
Yes.
are
That's the FAB.
prioritized in,
Yep.
it's typically based on how well your team is doing.
Yeah.
So like your record and then like the points that
Mm-hmm.
you've accumulated throughout the season. So like
Right.
the worst teams get priority on the waiver wire. If 2 people request to pick up a player, then the team who is worse would be prioritized. Emma, what do you have to say about FAB?
Well, essentially that like same thing. So like the free agent budget and the way and it works different ways in different leagues. So like in our league, like Cass had mentioned, it is the waivers prioritize the teams that aren't doing well in the previous weeks because you want to give them a little bit more of like an advantage going into next week. Because it would be horrible if you have like this team that's been winning and kicking everybody's ass and then they want to pick up like some guy that has been going crazy on the waivers and they get first priority. So that's just kind of how our league does it. But I know other leagues that sometimes they set a budget. So it's like, okay, you have like $500 that you can use on the waiver and certain players cost this much money. And so like you have to be able to utilize all that money throughout the season. Ours, and I feel like most people's is pretty simple where it's kind of just like prioritizing like
Yeah.
the lower team's performance. So, but it is important to note sometimes, like if you find yourself in a situation where you need a running back and you see like this guy has kind of been going crazy, kind of keep it in the back of your brain. It's like if you're seeing it, other teams are probably seeing that too. So like obviously put your claim in, but also like don't make that your one saving grace. Like do some more, like put some claims in for some other players because like you can put multiple claims in and just depending on where you fall on that priority is which player you're going to get.
Yeah. As much as I love fantasy football and like I'm in it, I'm in it.
You're in it.
You know what I can't be bothered to do? Math. That's what I can't be fucking bothered to do.
Anytime.
So
No.
like I'm not doing fucking budgets
No. Oh my
and
gosh.
no.
I feel like those are for like those super intense bro leagues that are like, we're going to do this, and this. And it's like, you know what you should do? Get a fucking job. Like,
This is for the sports management majors. That's
right,
like
truly.
this is like their midterm assignment, right?
Yeah, like
It's
it's
no.
managed right. So
Like
we
I
can't be
can
bothered with that.
no, like I can enjoy it and
Right.
our a league can be competitive without me having
Truly.
to
To
figure
get
out
my
budgets and
calculator out,
values
I
and like
fucking dare you to make me do that because I
no,
won't be.
I simply will not be doing that. Thank you
So,
though.
anyways, those are just some little extra little tips and tidbits of information that we want to share with our listeners because fantasy season, it's approaching, y'all. Tomorrow, we have our draft with our girlfriends and like our friends like that. So that one's going to be really exciting. That one I think is going to be a little chaotic because all the personalities, like already the group chat makes me piss my pants. So it's going to be like the drama I think is going to be hilarious. It's going to be sickening. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of I don't give a fuck. Like this is what I'm doing.
It's gonna
It's
be
going to be a lot of
amazing.
standing on business.
Yep, and that one, that league is called hashtag need that win. If
Yep.
you know,
You fucking know.
you get it.
And then this weekend, we're going home and we're doing our family fantasy draft. This one is like way more intense and it actually kind of scares me because why do we have to do this? But this one's like straight up all in person. It's the taking the sticker off the paper, placing it on the draft board type shit. Like,
The draft board that
uh,
literally takes up like half
the
the
whole
wall.
fucking wall. Yeah. So that one's a little bit more intense. This one, it's like also it's with a lot more of like fantasy bros that have been playing for a long time. Like our dad, his friends, our mom, her friends. Like it's a
Mhm.
lot. We got blessed to go join 3 years ago. It's been a lot of fun though. That one I like to talk
Yeah,
way more shit in because there is something special about beating a 50-year-old man at his favorite game, you know?
just feels so good.
Yes. And then our last, which we'll talk more about next week, is our Pick'em League, which we had mentioned a couple episodes before, but basically that one is just where we're picking the winners of games, right? And then like locking teams in every week to gain points.
So we'll keep track of our fantasy seasons, and that is honestly going to be so embarrassing.
Yes.
Like
No, it's
to
going to be
be
so fun though.
fucking
Wait, you said
honest.
embarrassing. I'm like, wait, I'm going to have so much fun
No,
with
no,
that.
no, embarrassing as in like because I don't like to lose. So you know what's
Oh,
really gonna suck if I'm
girl. Yeah,
losing, and then I also have to talk about how I'm losing.
I know. But you
It's
know
just gonna
what?
like eat me alive. But the Pick'em League will actually be really fun because we're gonna keep track throughout the season of
Yes.
both of our records, and we'll also discuss who we're picking for each game and why. And I think that'll just
Hmm.
be a great way to like stay in touch with
Yeah,
the teams, all the teams throughout the season, and
absolutely.
just talk about what's going on and our
Hmm.
opinions. So that's gonna be a main thing that we're keeping up with, especially after
Is
the divisional drum segment is
the
over.
divisional drum. I know. We're like I feel like we're very happy that we're finally here, but we're really sad that it's over. Like this is a very bittersweet moment for us. I will not
It
lie.
is. It is bittersweet. And you know what? That just takes us right into it, right? We don't have any more
Let's move
fantasy
on.
football stuff
Right.
to let's go.
Nothing.
For our new listeners, this segment is where we tell you about each of the team's lore and
Mm,
drama. And boy, do we have a good one for you this week. We purposely saved the best for last. So we are
yeah.
talking about the AFC North and the NFC North today.
Amazing. Yeah, girl. Like representing.
We
Yep.
will be talking about the NFC North last, and we'll be
Yes, of
starting
course.
with the AFC North.
Yep.
So, as always, I'm going to read this division's teams, their records, and their rankings in the 2024-2025 season. All right. So, starting off, the Baltimore Ravens last year finished with a record of 12-5. The Pittsburgh Steelers came in second with 10-7. The Cincinnati Bengals came in third at 9-8. And lastly, the Cleveland Browns at 3-14.
You know.
So we're gonna start off with the Ravens.
Yes.
Emma, I would really love to hear what you
Hmm.
have to say about the Ravens because I know that you are a Baltimore believer.
I'm a
And
Baltimore
so
reliever.
I just want to know what you got.
Obviously, we have our head honcho, the quarterback, Lamar Jackson.
Mhm.
I think why I love the Ravens so much is because I do love Lamar. I think when he was first becoming a quarterback, people were like, "Oh my God, you're not a quarterback, you're a running back," because he loves to run the ball so much, and people are like,
Mhm.
"You're not going to exceed at this position," blah 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 blah.
Great for
And
fantasy. Great for
great for
fantasy.
fantasy. And I do think like the haters did have some room, like something to stand on because there were a couple times where I was like, okay, this guy doesn't really look like he's gonna be great, but he shut them up real fucking quick. I mean, I think he is an amazing quarterback. I do think he's like an A tier. Well, no, S tier is like my top guy, right? Okay, so I say he's a B tier quarterback, okay? Because in my S I have Patrick Mahomes, in my A I have Josh Allen, and then I
Mm,
think I would put like Lamar, Jalen Hurts, Joey B, whichever, which have you,
yeah.
okay? But I don't know. I think the Ravens are really good. I think last year they came really close to like actually doing something, and then fuck ass Mark Andrews like really dropped the ball literally.
She is still talking about Mark Andrews,
I'm
y'all.
still
Like,
talking about
she
Mark.
is
Yeah,
pissed
I'm
about
livid.
it.
So I'm hoping they can like figure some things out. I don't know. I love to see them
Yeah.
on my screen. That's really all I have to say.
I think a big thing for the Ravens, bitches love Lamar Jackson. Like, they
Mm-hmm.
love him.
Yeah.
And I can see the appeal. I'm there for it. They just, like, don't ever really do anything in the postseason. Like, they're
Right.
always pretty good. And I shouldn't even say pretty good. They're always great in the regular
Mm-hmm.
season and are absolutely balling out. And then they just kind of shit the bed. And
Yeah.
that's not really moving me, to be honest.
I would
So, and
agree.
I'm not sorry, I'm really not a Ravens believer like that. I mean,
Okay.
wishing y'all the best, but like
The-
I just am a believer in history repeats itself. And so
right.
like you just like never really do anything. So you
The
never give me a reason to be like, oh,
right.
they're gonna do something this year.
Yeah, I feel like it's smart to kind of be that way because you're right, they really haven't do anything. I fear like I'm just gonna give them because that game against the Bills was so cinematic last year. They gave me flashes of like we can do it. Unfortunately, I feel like where the Ravens' downfall is it like happens too late in the game. Like the
Mm.
first like 10 minutes, I'm like, bro, what are they fucking doing? Like they're
Mm.
not doing anything. And it's like, okay, that's gonna
I,
come bite you in
I
the ass later.
I really do think they have choker syndrome. Like
I
I
think
just
so. Well, yeah, I mean, we saw it last year, right?
yeah,
I don't know. We saw it last year. I am hoping because I am a Lamar truther.
I
Hashtag
know.
Lamar truthers rise up.
Yeah.
This season, could he show me something different and I might have to not be as much a defender? I don't know, but
Girl, you be a defender because,
I
like,
will.
I can be the hater, you can be the
Right.
defender, and then
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
be
yeah.
loved by everybody. Like, at
Truly.
least
Oh
one
my
of us
God.
will be
Yes.
loved. But, I mean, we've talked a little bit just about, like, what we think of them. In
Mm-hmm.
terms of a little bit more detail of their team, their defense is pretty highly ranked. Obviously, Lamar Jackson is their running quarterback. I said, bitches love Lamar Jackson. And then, of course, they have Derrick Henry as
Yes.
their RB1.
Mm-hmm.
So that move happened last year, and Derrick Henry was pretty successful on his last team, which was the Tennessee Titans, which
That's
are like
crazy.
not a good team. So
Right.
him being on like an actual well-rounded good team
Yeah.
really just elevated his game. Some people were worried about his age. He was 30 years old going into last
Right.
year. He was damn
He
good.
was amazing. I
Yeah,
think
he ended up finishing at the RB2, I believe, just behind Saquon Barkley. So,
I think my
haters.
take is I'm like not scared of him because he's so fucking large.
Yeah, I was gonna
Like,
say because last week you were talking about CMC and, like, obviously
right.
CMC's injury history is
Yeah.
scarier than Derrick
Mhm.
Henry's, but, like, at the same time, we did mention the age factor
We
too,
did.
and Derrick Henry is now 31, and, like, for a
Right.
running backs go through a lot of wear and tear, so
Yeah.
31 is getting up there for a running back, to be honest.
Right.
So, you're not scared about Derrick
I
Henry.
don't think so because the way I watched that man fucking bulldoze down the field and like I think he's very fluid in ways that he doesn't let a lot of people like touch his body. Like he always has that stiff arm up. He's very, I think, aware of his surroundings. Also, he's like over 6 feet, I'm pretty sure, which is like why. And he's like, I don't
He's
know.
just like a tank. He's ginormous. And for being such a large man, that man can move.
And he can fucking
So,
run. Like he's a
yeah.
runner. He's a track star.
And like nobody can tackle him because he's so big.
Right.
Yeah, he blows my mind.
He blows my mind. So I don't know. I'm not that nervous. If I have the opportunity to get that man on my team, you know I'm gonna damn well take him.
Click.
We'll
I might
see.
be
Yep.
there. I might
Yep.
fucking be there. So yeah, that's all I have to say about the Ravens as
Yep.
of now. Unless you have anything else to add besides your Mark Andrews hate.
No, but honestly, fuck that guy. So
She got that in earlier. Okay.
yep, we got that in right.
So next I have the Steelers.
This is tough for you.
No, this isn't really tough. I just feel bad because this is going to be like the second I hate Aaron Rodgers speech that I've done so far on this
I
podcast
mean,
out of 5
and
episodes.
in the green and
Maybe.
gold. Like in the green and gold.
And I do have to clear something up because like I can say I hate Aaron Rodgers, whatever. I have a love-hate relationship with this man, okay?
Yeah.
He's done a lot for me
Right.
personally. Thank you so much for the 1
Yep.
Super Bowl,
Yep. We
may I
appreciate and
say.
love that from you.
Thank you so much for the 1 Super Bowl, the many a playoff run, and, like,
Yeah.
thank you because I didn't absolutely hate my life for the last 15 years because
Right.
my
We had a
well-being does in
Mhm.
fact hinge on the Packers. So, like, thank you so much for not absolutely sucking ass
Right.
most of the time while
Yeah.
you were here in the lovely city of Green
Okay.
Bay. Ever since including his last season with the Packers.
Yeah. The diva, like,
Oh,
the
God, I hate
diva-ness for
him.
him is
He's always been a diva,
mixed with a ketamine prescription, it feels like.
but, like, just the mixture of, like, him
And
just being on
ashwagandha.
Pat McAfee
Yeah.
and then being like, "Oh, but I hate the spotlight," but then, like, also the RFK Jr. fucking vice president
Ah!
rumors, and then him
Yeah.
having his own, like, documentary TV, whatever the fuck show on. I'm like, "Oh
Like
my god, babe." The lying about being vaccinated. I'm like,
right. Like, the bitch didn't know when to shut the hell up, truly, and we kept
I
giving him a platform.
And I am just like, please, like, I can see his ego from here. I can see his
Right.
ego in Chicago, Illinois, from my studio apartment,
Yep.
and that man is in Pittsburgh. Like, sorry.
And
I'm gonna
that's
stop talking about Aaron. No, I actually can't stop talking about Aaron
you can't.
Rodgers because he is the quarterback of the Steelers. Sorry about going on my Aaron Rodgers rant yet again.
It's okay.
Let's regroup, focus on the Steelers. They did, in fact, acquire Aaron Rodgers in the
Mhm.
offseason from the Jets. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, like, do you think he's gonna produce that well or what?
So it's difficult because they did also acquire DK Metcalf,
Yes.
who was
Hashtag
on the
Mr. Normani.
Seahawks. So that's cool. And the Steelers are always very good defensively.
Yeah.
And they have this crazy record phenomenon right now where their coach, Mike Tomlin, has led them to 18 consecutive non-losing seasons. So this
That's,
is
like,
where
actually insane.
it's crazy, where they're either like at 500 or above for
Right.
18
Yeah.
seasons.
It's impressive.
And like a lot of people do credit Mike Tomlin for this. Like, how can I really say with DK Metcalf and Aaron Rodgers that that's crazy streak is going to break? I can't
Right. Right.
necessarily say that. Do I think they're
But
going to do anything past the
make any
regular
noise?
season? No,
No.
I
Yeah.
don't. And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't understand why, like, a man as old as Aaron Rodgers, who really hasn't had a good season since 2020,
And that's a
one of
whole
those.
3, 4 years.
Because I mean, his last season with the Packers was not
Bad.
good. We didn't make the playoffs, and
Yep.
then he went to the Jets, tore his Achilles in the first game, didn't play the rest of the season. Last season, he sucked
Mhm.
ass,
Right.
and now he's going to the Steelers, and I'm like, when was the last time you were relevant, bro? You know?
Right. And to me, it kinda is leading to that idea of the Steelers, like, just once again not making any noise in the playoffs, and, like, at some point, right, I think we need to recognize, like, it is very cool that you're making the playoffs 18 years in a row or 18 seasons in a row. That
They
is
didn't make the
amazing.
playoffs 18 seasons in a row. They were just over
18
500.
consecutive okay, yes, non-losing
Non-losing
seasons.
seasons, yes.
That's amazing, right? But, like, at some point, don't you feel like you've just peaked and you've, like, plateaued? Like, I
It's just
fear
the definition of mid. Like,
like,
literally
don't
the
you right,
definition.
like, let's do something here, and I'm not saying, "Oh my god, let's, like, fire your coach," but, like, I don't know, at some point, I feel like I would be sick of, like, not winning.
Right.
I
And
don't
not
know.
Yeah, just and I mean, we already touched on how Rodgers has a big ego. Also,
Right.
DK Metcalf
Diva DK.
he's a little bit of a diva. I mean, Mike Tomlin also has a big personality. There's a lot of ego in that locker room, and is that going to be a detriment to their productivity, to
Right, their culture.
their dynamic? Exactly.
Right. Mhm.
So, especially because even the Jets last year, they even had some issues in the locker room. And I feel like the Jets were pretty good about like being suck ups to Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah,
like
well,
low key
yeah, they had a
bootlickers.
right, they reunited all of his fucking pals.
And then there was still tension in the locker room
Right.
once the shit wasn't going well.
I'll be interested to see how that plays out.
Shall be interesting. Something to keep an eye out for. Alrighty, moving on.
Can I, like,
What was
drop
that
just
gas?
Can I drop a triggering something on you really quick?
Oh God, I'm
I saw
scared.
about Joey B. I saw this video where he was ranking his haircuts. Guess what his number one was?
It was the Slim Shady, wasn't it?
It was the fucking bleach buzz cut. He's like, I love that hairstyle.
And I hated it.
It was his
It
number
literally,
one cast.
that
Like,
was the worst day of my life.
I
That was the worst
know,
day
I
of my life.
know. So didn't mean to like trigger you really fast, but like I literally saw that
Joey
before we
B.
hopped on this call.
Joey B.
Yeah.
The Bengals, the Cincinnati Bengals. Our man Joey B needs no
Mhm.
introduction besides the fact that he likes his Slim Shady haircut, and I hate it. We love him.
We do love
And
him.
okay, this is so not good for me because I literally told myself I was going to stop objectifying these men on the internet.
No, I
I
think you should do it
said I
more.
was going to, no, I said I was going to stop objectifying these men.
I can't believe you said that before we even talked about Joey
I
B.
know,
Like,
but I'm
girl.
just like, I'm no better than I am no better than a white man on the internet, and I must be better. So as much as I want to talk about
how good he
Joey
looks.
B,
Another
as
face
much,
card
yep,
that is
as
accepted everywhere.
right. So as much as I want to talk about that, I'm not going to talk about that.
Right. Okay. Okay.
I will talk about the Bengals as a whole because
Mhm.
this is a weird one.
They had a weird season last year.
They have
Mhm.
many a weird season. I think they've missed the playoffs the last 2 years, especially last year. Their defense,
Mhm.
oh my God, so bad.
Abysmal.
Like really, really
Right.
bad. And they started out, I want to say they started out like 0-4
I was gonna say, I
last
thought it was like
year.
really bad.
Like shit was not good. It was not looking good.
Right.
People were panicking. They ended 9-8, so they made a little bit of a comeback, but like
Too
not enough
little,
to
too
get them.
late.
Yeah, not enough to get
Sorry,
them in
babe.
the postseason. And the thing is, it's not our man Joey's fault. It's not his
No.
fault. It is not his offense's fault. Their
Mm-mm.
defense is actually fucking abysmal. Like
Right.
it's so bad.
And defense wins games, y'all.
I mean, we can thank the defense for getting Jamar Chase to be the number one wide receiver in fantasy football last year.
Right.
Because
Right.
they didn't really have a choice but to play from behind and absolutely ball out and
Right.
pass downfield and try and score as quickly as they can. So that's why Jamar Chase was the wide receiver one in fantasy football last year and probably will be this year because
I think, yeah.
I don't think they really made a whole lot of defensive moves in the offseason. I
That's
think they literally
sad.
just now, today, we're
Mhm.
recording this on Monday, they just now came to an agreement with their like best defensive player, Trey Hendrickson.
Okay.
The season starts next week. Like this
Right. Like, he
entire
didn't make no
preseason,
moves.
they've been in contract disputes. And I'm just like, oh my God, y'all. Like, and this same thing happened with Jamar Chase last year where they didn't sign him until like right before the season. I'm like, you guys need
Right.
to figure your shit out.
Right.
The Bengals are, in my opinion, just a poorly managed team because
Yeah.
how the actual do you have Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow and T. Higgins
Yep.
and y'all
And you're
went
not
9-8
making the
and missed the
playoffs.
playoffs the last 2 years?
Right. Yeah.
Like
That's some
what?
fucking craziness. We obviously know they're like offensively a great, phenomenal, amazing team. But
Mhm.
as we saw how it did last year, made a great
You have
comeback,
to have
but for
a
literally
well-rounded
nothing.
team.
You
Yeah.
do. You do.
And I just always felt so bad. He always looked so sad on the sideline or like so frustrated. But
Yeah.
oh my God. Then I watch quarterback and he's like, yeah, I'm frustrated, but it wouldn't do me any good to yell at anybody. Okay. I can't actually talk
Like,
about this because I
meow.
will go into objectification.
Okay. Moving on.
Now we are at the Cleveland Browns. And
Boo.
just like, what a sticking pile of fucking shit.
Literally, I fucking hate Deshaun Watson, actually. I hope he never gets better.
I was going to say, first of all, I just need to say, I am glad Deshaun Watson fucked up his Achilles not once, but twice.
But twice. That
Thank
video
God.
when he's on the wagon with that fucking towel overhead, babe, I was laughing.
I was laughing, I was clapping, I was cheering, I was crying tears of joy.
You want to know who is preying on your downfall? Me. Us. We.
Everybody.
Like,
women everywhere. Allies everywhere. And not only that, like, thank you so much for tearing your Achilles because I didn't want to watch you play football anymore because,
No.
oh my fucking God, you stunk so bad.
Yeah,
so it's
you're
not
so
only that,
horrible.
like, thank you, I don't have to watch you play football anymore,
But
but also this made me believe in karma again.
Karma.
Because
yeah.
the Browns signed him after all of the sexual misconduct, assault allegations came forward.
Yeah.
So karma's a bitch, Browns.
Yep.
You suck.
Yep.
Praying on your downfall always.
Always.
And it's not going to be any different this year because you had to call in the number one team rescuer, Joe Flacco, to be your quarterback.
Right.
And it's not going to work out for you. It's just
No.
not.
No.
I'm sorry. And Emma, I know that you want
I
to see
know.
Shador Sanders.
I know. I fear I know what news you're about to drop on me right now.
I don't think it's going to happen, baby girl.
I don't think so either.
Because
I'm
I think he's listed as fourth string right now.
I think so too. I've been seeing I've been kind of avoiding it because I'm like, wow, you're doing my king wrong. But yeah, it just seems like he ain't gonna be the one. But now it's just like, okay, I have beef with the Browns, but even more so is you drafted another quarterback for whatever that you have, or you drafted, didn't they draft two?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
drafted two.
Okay.
And for anybody listening who doesn't know, Shador Sanders was supposed to be drafted much higher than he
Mm-hmm.
was. He was supposed to be drafted in the first round,
That's what I thought. Yeah.
and he fell many a round.
Significantly. Yeah.
And now he's the fourth string. And
Right.
the Browns drafted a different quarterback before, then also drafting Shador Sanders in the same draft. Like, that
Right.
is crazy.
Mm.
And literally, I think the only reason they took him was just because, well, he's there.
My thing is oh my God, obviously we have fucking disgusting that guy. I don't even want to talk about him. And you have Joe Flacco. Like, to me, the Browns are so bad. Like, you should be riding with the rookie that you drafted, right? Or something.
So sorry, hang on, not to interrupt, but Deshaun
Mm-mm.
Watson, he's not even listed on the Browns anymore. So he tore his Achilles, I think,
Yeah.
week 7 or something like that. And then when he was in recovery, he re-tore it in January.
That's fucking right. Yeah. Yes.
So
Oh
he's
my
still
God.
he's not going to be
He's
able to play
out.
the 2025 season.
Okay.
So he's not even listed on their depth chart or nothing.
I think the Browns should just I just feel like that your team is bad. It's not going to be good.
Yeah.
I know they re-signed that one fucking Myles Garrett guy, but gave him a fuck ton of money, right?
Yep. Defensive player, yep.
I think you need to start, sorry, Joe Flacco of it all, but you need to be getting your rookies playtime to figure out, okay, can we make this work or not? I need you to embrace the rebuild, right?
Mhm.
And you're going to be bad. Ride it out.
For sure, but I can definitely see, if you draft some rookies and you have them play behind veteran quarterbacks to learn the
But
game rather than
Joe
throwing
Flacco's
them
the
into
one.
a situation.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco had a Super Bowl ring.
I know, period, but he's really the fucking quarterback you're gonna die on or die for. I don't know. I mean, he
No,
doesn't
but
really move me.
actually, I'm not
Is he
really a
really
Joe
gonna
Flacco
train
hater.
these people? I don't know.
I can only imagine, right? First of all, I imposter syndrome just moving throughout life as a random nobody is terrible. Can you imagine being a 22-year-old man and stepping onto this stage and all these expectations and thousands of people in this big fan base are depending on you and you're actually I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. And yeah, you have your college group. The NFL is so different in so many ways.
It is different, but I don't know.
I
for me,
am a big proponent of stop putting so much pressure on your rookies.
I agree. I definitely think sitting behind is a good idea. This is my whole brain of coming into with watching different sports. You age so differently in different sports, right? But you're coming into this league, you're already 22. Then you're sitting behind a quarterback for 2-3 years. Okay. Then you're 25. Who knows if you're even fucking good? And then you got I feel like the pressure is built much more then when you're okay, you've been learning from this guy, and now you kind of fucking suck. We wasted this time on you. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
can see where it's oh, we wasted our time or whatever
Right.
if
I
it
just
ends up
think
being a bust.
if your season's not going to be great, I don't see an issue of just throwing it out for a try.
So if they're throughout the season and Joe Flacco's not really doing anything, they're not winning with Joe, I think they
Right.
will probably
Yeah.
sub in some
Absolutely.
players. So maybe we will end up seeing him once.
Who's the
twice,
other
but-
one? The one that they drafted above? Because I was reading that I think he's the one that they're going to they would start over.
Yes, and they would, and that's the thing
Mr.
too, where it's even then, if Joe Flacco's doing bad, then I think Dylan Gabriel
Right.
is his name.
Free my king, Shador Sanders. Let him go to somewhere else.
Baby, I don't really know if he's the one like that though either.
I don't think so either. I just really want to see. Like, I don't know. I would just love to see him in that. I think it's because I feel so bad that someone fucking prank called him and was like, "Oh my God, you're getting drafted." And he got so fucking excited. And then they were like, "Actually, this is a fake call." That I just, like, I empathize with
Oh
him.
my God, yeah.
Like,
That
that, like,
is
crushed
so
my
shitty.
soul.
Wait a minute. When did this come out? Why do I not know this? August 25th, 2025. Day is
That's
it?
literally today. That's
Oh my God,
today.
when did this come out? 9:14 p.m. Eastern. Oh my God,
Girl,
literally 15 minutes
15
ago.
minutes ago. Stop. What is it?
Breaking fucking news. Shedeur Sanders just moved up the Cleveland Browns quarterback depth chart on Monday without doing anything. According to multiple reports, the Browns traded backup quarterback Kenny Pickett to the Las Vegas Raiders on Monday evening. So, okay, sorry, he's the third string quarterback now
Okay,
rather
well,
than the fourth string.
you
So,
know, what have you, but that's crazy that that happened literally 15 minutes ago. Someone's gonna comment and say we're witches.
okay, so if Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel do bad,
Right. You got your chance, babe.
a chance Shedeur. No, I'd be intrigued, but I think sitting behind is the
Is the
right
way to
move
go. Yeah.
for Shedeur.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the Browns.
It's the Browns. Not much for them.
That's all I got for y'all.
Right.
Better luck next year is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
The beef that I want to highlight in this
Yes.
division, I think is gonna be between the Bengals and the Ravens, just because
Mm-hmm.
these are the best two teams in this division. I just think overall, like I believe in Joe Burrow and the offense more than I believe in the Steelers.
Like in a playoff setting, you're like, I would much you see the
Yeah.
Cincinnati winning over Pittsburgh.
Right. And I think they're more
Yep.
fun to watch.
100%. I love that Joey B and Jamar Chase connection.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. You get it.
yeah,
So yeah, and their games last year were really competitive. They
they're
were one
so
score
good.
games.
Mhm.
So fun to watch. The
Yeah,
Ravens won both
period.
last year, but like I think the Bengals may be coming back for some revenge on that one. They're just God, they're good. They're good games.
So I'm excited to watch those for sure.
Emma,
Yes,
what are your picks?
my
What are you
rankings.
ranking?
I think it will be the Ravens at 1.
Mhm.
I am not an Aaron Rodgers believer also, so I think it will be the Bengals at 2. I think because the Bengals did get embarrassed last year, I'm guessing they're gonna come in and, like, I feel like they're gonna have this big kumbaya moment, like,
It's
we do
beautiful.
not wanna start the season like we started last year. We could see how it how it ended, like, that's really shitty. I think they obviously have a little bit of a vengeance too, like, we wanna make this
Period.
postseason. So, I'm gonna say Baltimore at 1, Cincinnati at 2, Pittsburgh at 3, and Cleveland at 4.
Period. As much as I'm apprehensive about the Bengals defense,
Mhm.
I am too much of a Aaron Rodgers hater to put that team at second. So I'm gonna also go Ravens, Bengals, Steelers,
It
Browns.
just makes sense and it feels right.
I am really intrigued to watch the Steelers, though. I just want to see a shit show go down.
I do too. I'm excited about that. So a little drama, to get ready for y'all.
No, and like that's the beef between that division. I have personal beef with the Steelers, so
Right.
that'll be something to watch for. Is me
Yes.
with my one-sided beef.
Mhm.
Anyways, here we go.
Yes, we're
Go,
finally
Pack,
here, baby.
go. Go, Pack. Sorry. Anyways, for our new listeners, if you couldn't tell already by now,
Mhm.
we are Packers fans.
Hello.
Born and bred. So I
Yeah,
do apologize if this may be
you're
a little
not.
bit biased. But like I said last week, just because an opinion is biased doesn't mean it's wrong. So
Right, exactly. And I feel like we've kind of been like reeling it in pretty well, so this can be our time to shine. Like, I think it's fine.
yeah, no, I've been so polite
Right.
as of yet. So
Yeah.
this is my turn to not be polite. Let's just get into it. We're gonna
Let's get
start
into
with
it.
the rankings and records from the 2024 season. The winner of the
Mhm.
division last year was the Detroit Lions at 15-2. Holy fucking
Yeah,
guacamole.
wow.
The Minnesota Vikings at 14-3. The Green Bay Packers at 11-6. And the Chicago Bears at 5-12. Obviously, you can see why this was the best division in football last year. Like,
Like, we
them
have
fucking records.
double-digit wins.
3 teams from the NFC North made the playoffs.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Hello. Like,
Hello.
hello.
Uh,
Sorry. Focus him.
yep.
I mean, honestly, I feel like anything I say is kind of going to be classified as slander here, but like,
You
let's
know, let's just get into it.
let's just get into it. The first team, the Detroit Lions, Honestly, I wish I hated this team more. I
Girl,
really do. Because what do we like? What do we like, Emma?
a fucking Cinderella story
They're
type
a
shit.
Cinderella story.
Yeah, they are.
They're the underdogs. Like, since I've started paying attention to football,
Yep.
the Lions have been ass. They've
Yeah.
not been good. So, like,
Mhm.
to see them in the last few years really just, like, come into their own and rebuild, it is
It's been fun.
it's kind of a beautiful sight to see.
It is.
I mean, when we were playing the Lions, like, eat shit.
Right.
Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong. But otherwise, like, with Ben Johnson as their offensive coordinator, they were so fun to watch. They're just like a
Yep.
scrappy team. Dan Campbell is
Mhm.
their head coach, and he reminds
You're
me
a
of like
Dan Campbell truther.
he reminds me of like a high school football coach who's just like
Yeah.
way too into it.
Yeah.
His press conferences about biting ankles and like whatever
Like,
he just like makes me giggle. He's just
see,
hilarious.
I'm glad you love him. I am a little bit more like he's kind of a cornball and takes crazy risks that do not pay off.
I
But
love a cornball.
I know you love a cornball.
But
Yeah.
okay, no, some of the risks that he takes are fucking stupid.
Like, what are you doing with that fucking I don't know.
I
Anyways,
don't
yeah.
remember I don't even remember what it was last year. All I
That,
remember
like,
is that
kickoff thing,
he made some
whatever.
crazy movement.
Yeah.
Oh, did he try to do an onside kick when it was
An
not
onside kick.
necessary?
Yes. And I'm
Why
like,
would you do and when onside kicks literally work less than
like
2% of the
yeah,
time,
right.
and why are we doing that?
Yeah. Yeah. So
That was crazy.
Dan Campbell, he gives me a little he, like, spikes my blood pressure or triggers my anxiety sometimes, but
No, that's so true because, like, when he's talking at you, he's yelling.
I do think they are a fun team, and low-key, the Detroit Lions admin team, they eat down every time. Their TikToks are so fucking funny. They really make it hard for people not to like them.
So yeah, I mean, I love this little epic turnaround Cinderella story just because I'm a
Mhm.
sucker for an underdog.
You
But I mean, it's also on the back of my favorite team. So like
Yeah.
rotten hell for that.
Yep.
But in terms of this team's story this year, so last year obviously 15-2,
Yep.
amazing record. They were
Amazing.
like heavily favored to go to the Super Bowl. They ended up losing their first playoff game.
Yeah.
Um
Fuck you, Jared Goff.
some would say a lot of defensive injuries kind of hindered their
Mhm.
progress, but their offense was phenomenal, like I said, under OC Ben Johnson. But yeah, their offense was amazing last year and just so, like I said, so fun to watch. They were
Mhm.
famous for their trick plays, throwing a touchdown to like an offensive lineman,
Yeah.
Jared Goff like faking a fumble, just like crazy
Mhm.
shit.
Little pranksters.
So all of that combined, it's just made it so hard to actually hate them with like the
Yeah.
true depths of my hate fire. But this year they did get rid of both of their coordinators. So Ben Johnson is now a head coach for the Bears. We'll get to that. I think I just spoiled our divisional drum. And then their defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn, is now the head coach for the New York Jets. So
Okay.
it'll just be really interesting. All of your coordinators are gone. Like
Right.
how much of that identity is still
Mhm.
I think the identity is still gonna be there, but how much of, like, the actual play
Yeah, absolutely.
is gonna be there.
Right.
So, it'll be really interesting to watch this year. It's kind of hard to call what's gonna happen just because I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know this team without Ben Johnson there. Okay, next up, we have the Minnesota Vikings. We did talk about this a little bit last week when we talked about Sam Darnold
Yes.
going to the Seahawks, where
Mhm.
last year the Minnesota Vikings drafted a rookie quarterback who got hurt in the preseason. So they then had to go with their second string Sam Darnold, who then led them to a 14-3 season and they went to the
Right.
playoffs. But
Amazing.
they still let him go. They let him walk in free agency this year and decided to go with JJ McCarthy rather than
Mhm.
like re-signing Sam Darnold.
Right. They got a rookie quarterback at their helm.
Yes, one who's never played and is coming off of an injury.
And how do we think that they're gonna fare?
I'm not sure. I mean, Justin Jefferson, he's their wide receiver one. Everybody loves this man in fantasy as
Yep.
well. He like said a statement earlier where he was
Mhm.
basically like, well, we have to have patience while he
I know exactly.
develops and
Yeah.
things like that, which like obviously duh.
But
But
to
then it's
me,
just like, what's the subtext there?
to me, it just reads that, okay, this guy fucking sucks.
No, like, what are you
Like,
actually trying to say?
right. Like, we have to have patience. So you're saying we're not going to see nothing good these first couple I don't know.
Right. The PR
I'm
speak is really it's coming out.
yeah,
And I'm
I have
like,
a
who told you to say that? Who
literally
told you to say
literally
that, Justin? Because I know you want to say
mhm.
something else.
I have a lot of Vikings friends cuz well, unfortunately, I am in the state of Minnesota. Fortunate but not unfortunate. But they are trying so hard, I think, to be like JJ McCarthy believers. And I texted my one friend, I was like,
Oh,
"So, what do you think about this statement?" And he goes, "Yeah, I think we're cooked." So,
no.
I'm like feeling sad, obviously, for my whatever, but for me who likes to talk shit, I'm not. Like, I'm not that
Honey,
sad.
I don't feel sad one fucking bit. I don't feel sad
Like,
one bit. I
we'll
do,
see.
however, I am low key terrified of the Vikings defense.
Yeah.
They were really good last year.
Mhm.
Ryan Flores, their defensive coordinator, in case you care, their defense was making some noise
Some
last year.
noise. Yeah.
So even if their offense is shit, I think their defense is going to keep them in
Keep 'em in game.
games.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
really, JJ just has to do enough,
Right.
in my
To make them
opinion,
I agree. I agree.
for them to be successful. So
Well
yeah, I think just the quarterback situation is more going to impact their ceiling of like
mhm.
how far they can go. But I think their defense is going to keep them in talks
In
and the
games.
mix. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Moving on, my Green Bay Packers, baby. Ugh.
Yep.
Um, God, I just love this team. And obviously, I've had my
Mhm.
questions. As a
Yeah.
fan, if you want a fan's testament here,
Right.
when Aaron Rodgers retired and Jordan Love started playing,
Mhm.
I, first of all, never had any expectations. I had faith in the way that we train our quarterbacks. The Packers' MO is you draft a quarterback like 2 years before you decide to play them, and they train behind, play behind whatever your current franchise quarterback who's successful.
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
your franchise quarterback retire. Actually, they never retire. They go somewhere else and then do shitty
Right.
somewhere else.
Peace.
And
Right.
then your 2-year quarterback that you had drafted, who has barely ever played in an NFL game, is
Mhm.
now your starting quarterback. And then they end up doing amazing and then become the next franchise quarterback. And that's happened
Hello.
like 3 times in a row.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Twice, 3 times, whatever. It's beautiful. It works. I
Yep.
love it. Let's keep up the good work there, folks. Like I
Mhm.
said,
Yep.
that is the whole reason why I have my philosophy on rookie
Yep.
quarterbacks in the NFL. I think it's a brilliant strategy, and I'm
It is a
obsessed
great
with it.
strategy. And we've hit each time. So, like,
Exactly.
clearly something's working here.
I was scared when not scared, but I was like, I'm not going to get my hopes up for Jordan Love's first year. Like, whatever,
Right.
it'll be all right. And he did have he had a rough start. He got
Mhm.
into a little bit of a rut there mid-season, but then Mr. Toyotathon came
Yes.
out.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Toyotathon, Jordan Love, I love you so
He's
much.
amazing.
And then we went to the playoffs and we beat the fucking Cowboys ass in the
He
wild card round, and it was beautiful, miraculous,
it
and
was cinematic.
glorious.
Mm,
This year was a little bit of a dip for
yeah.
me personally. I mean, obviously J Love got injured in the first game, so he was out for
In
a
that
couple of games.
fuck ass field, we have to stop sending I don't agree with the games over
Mm.
because that
Just
field
the
wasn't
field
even, like,
conditions.
properly yeah, it wasn't, like, maintained, and didn't pass, like, inspections. I'm like, "Okay, so bro cooks his ankle
Right.
first
Or
game."
was it his knee? Ankle,
One
knee?
of.
One of, whatever.
One of.
His leg. But
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
saw something the other day, and I might be like fucking crazy and delusional.
Okay,
But like I
okay,
said, I
okay.
believe in history repeating itself. So you know how Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers like won Super Bowls, right?
Yes.
Apparently, they both won Super Bowls in their 6th season.
Oh, no. Okay, tell me something. Tell me something I wanna hear.
Jordan Love is in his 6th season.
Okay, superstitions, like, I'm on that. I'm on that. I think the Packers are gonna be good. I think
Like,
Mr.
can you
Josh
fucking
Jacobs,
imagine Josh Jacobs?
like a
Josh
man
Jacobs.
after my own
I
fucking heart.
love that man. I was fine when we let Aaron Rodgers go. I said, "Good riddance and good day,
Yep.
sir." And then our running back, Aaron Jones, we let him go to the Vikings last year. I was
Mhm.
also fine with that.
Yeah.
Jair Alexander, I'm also fine with him going to the Ravens.
Yep.
Sometimes you
Uh-huh.
just gotta let Just gotta let bitches go.
You gotta let him go.
And then instead we get Josh Jacobs. We get Josh Jacobs in here, and I love him.
He's
And he's
doing the damn
amazing.
thing. He's
And he's doing the damn
amazing.
thing. I'm obsessed.
I'm obsessed
We
as well.
also, this year, for the first time in like 20 years, drafted a wide receiver in the first round of the draft. For some reason, we don't do that. I don't know
Okay.
why. But
Yeah.
we did it this year with Matthew Golden.
Amazing. Okay.
I'm very excited to see how he plays into our offense. One thing about our offense that I actually do like, I think some people see it as like a detriment that we don't have like, oh, this clear number one hot shot guy at wide
Yeah.
receiver. But with that, like we have pretty good players, like, and we have depth in that position, right? So like
Yeah.
it's hard for defenses. You can't just like double coverage one person and then shut down a play because like
Right.
we always got a backup and they're always good. So
Yep.
like our young offense and just like
Mm-hmm.
the depth that we have, Tucker Kraft is our tight end.
Yep.
He is literally the next fucking George Kittle. Like
I'm
I'm all in on Tucker Kraft.
so excited.
I love Jaden Reed. Really, the only part of the offense that I don't like is Christian Watson.
Okay. Yeah.
He's like our deep route guy.
Yeah.
He's our go ball guy. My family, my dad and my
Uh-huh.
grandpa, they nicknamed him Mr. Glass
Oh,
because
Mr. Glass. He's fragile.
because he's fragile and he's
Ugh.
always dropping the ball. Like he's got slippery hands. He's either dropping the ball or he's breaking every time he gets hit. But yeah, that's
I'm
my Packers
excited.
rant.
I'm excited. My take when we get to take, I think the Packers are gonna be fucking damn good this year.
God, I just hope so. I
Damn
really
good.
hope so. And I just
I-
want them to win another Super Bowl so bad. The last time they won a Super Bowl was 2010.
Like we
I
were
think technically 2011,
babies.
but like 2010, 2011 season.
Yeah, like it's been too long. I would love to see them winning in my adulthood. That would be so fun.
I was literally 10 years old.
Uh-huh.
Come on now. I think it's time.
It is time. It's not even I think no, it's just it is. The
Lastly,
Bears.
the Bears. Duh, Bears.
Yeah, the Bears.
Me living in Chicago, I love to own this city. I love owning this city that I live in. It's beautiful. I
Yeah,
love I love trolling Bears fans in my free
yeah,
time. It's
yeah.
actually so amazing. It makes my heart so warm. It's going to be interesting this year. I mean, the Packers Bears, they are the biggest and most important
Rival.
rivalry in football.
I agree. I would agree.
And they're the oldest one. I think 1921 or some shit like that.
Like
Oh yeah,
that's
the
hundreds
rivalry starts
years.
in 1921. 100 and some,
104.
100 and a handful.
Yep, 100 and handful. I love that.
And not only like, yeah, we have that long of a rivalry. We're fairly tied in overall record against
Oh,
each
I
other.
love that. Wait,
I
if you want to
think,
say rivalry.
and Packers are slightly ahead, but it's only by a few games. It's not by that many games. The
That's
thing is,
amazing.
there's rarely a time we're ever good at the same time.
That
Like,
makes sense.
I think the reason that I have such hatred towards them is because I was raised by my father who
Yep.
grew up in the 70s, 80s when the Bears were really good
They're
and
good.
the
Yeah.
Packers were really bad. So, like, I get that from him. I was just raised to absolutely hate them.
Yep.
Even though, like,
Absolutely.
pretty much since I've been paying attention to football, the Bears have not done well. The thing with the Bears recently is I really think their management, I like to say that the Bears are where quarterbacks go to die.
That's so sad, but like unfortunately true, I think.
So they have this interesting pattern where they draft a quarterback in the first round. This happened with their last 3 quarterbacks, including Caleb Williams.
Oh no. Okay.
They draft a quarterback in the first round, and then they have a defensive-minded coach. So when I say that, I mean like this coach in his career has typically like coached a defense. If that
Yeah.
makes sense. So
Okay.
you'll hear
Yep.
it like some people are like defensive-minded coaches, others are offensive coaches.
Yeah.
So for some reason, they've always had a defensive coach when they draft these quarterbacks in the first round of the draft. And then after that quarterback's first year, they fire their head coach and hire a new head coach.
Oh
But
my
then
God.
it's like your quarterback, your poor little baby quarterback, has to learn 2 different offenses,
Right.
2 different coaching dynamics in their first 2 years in
Yeah,
the
that's
NFL.
fucking crazy.
which just like doesn't really, most of the time, that's not going to set somebody up for success.
Yeah, I agree.
And the same thing happened with Caleb Williams. And now they have Ben Johnson
Ben
as their head
Johnson.
coach, who was the offensive coordinator for the Lions. And he had
Mhm.
obviously a lot of success last year. Is Ben Johnson the answer?
I'm unsure. We'll never know.
I mean,
Well,
we're
I guess we'll
gonna know.
know. We're gonna know, actually.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna
know in a
know,
few short
actually.
weeks.
Yeah, but I'm
It's
interested.
just interesting because I mean, Ben Johnson with the Lions, you're working with a very experienced quarterback in Jared Goff.
Right, right.
So now you have to train basically a rookie because Caleb Williams, it's not all of his fault, okay? I
No.
know it's not his fault. Like I said, I blame the organization. I'm not blaming Caleb Williams here
Yeah.
for his lack of success last year. So that'll just be interesting to see that dynamic play out. I mean, it's already kind of playing out in preseason.
Mm,
Apparently, they just had a very good preseason game or a very
okay.
promising drive.
But that's the preseason. Like, we gotta see if it can translate to the real fucking deal.
Yeah. Against a
So,
starting defense. Right.
right,
I don't
right.
know. So I don't know how much I am really buying into what they're selling here, but
Mhm.
I'm kind of a fan of Ben John as a fan of the game.
Yes, a fan of the fucking game.
I'm kind of a fan of Ben Johnson. So
Okay.
it would be interesting to see his offense play out
Yeah,
here.
I agree.
I just don't know if like Caleb Williams and this offense can really give you what
Is
your old offense was giving you.
right, right, right.
So that's it for the
Okay.
Bears. See,
That's
I was very nice. I was
You
very
were very
cordial
nice. You
and
were.
nice.
Like, you were very nice, and that was very impressive.
And
The
all of
Bears,
my
like,
claims had
were
evidence to back them up.
100%. David would be so proud of you.
Thank you.
He
He's proud of me every day.
he loves a fucking truthful claim backed by evidence, though.
Okay, so the major beef that I want to talk about
Yes.
in this division, I mean, there's so many.
Yeah.
Like, as a Packers fan, I actually hate them all.
Well, and that's what's so fun about this division and them being so good is, like, the beefs are a little bit everywhere. Like, you could be
Yeah.
like, yeah, Packers and Vikings because they're, like, right over the border. You could say
Yeah.
Packers and Bears because hundreds of years. You could say Packers in Detroit when Amon-Ra St. Brown was blowing to that fan in Lambeau Field that was flicking him off, right? Like, like, this division is so good because the drama is never fucking ending, y'all.
And I love it. And like just the beef, or even like then when Brett Favre was the
Yeah.
quarterback and then Brett Favre went to the Vikings, like that's why we have big beef with them too. So like
Yep.
there's just lore upon lore upon lore.
Yeah.
So I'm only going to go into like the first beef that I think of for this exact season. And that has
Yes.
to be Ben Johnson being the head coach of the Bears.
Yeah, because what do
After
you
being
mean?
the
You stayed
OC in the
in
Lions.
your division. You stayed in your division.
And, like, he knew too. Low-key last year, I like, towards the end of the season, I think the Bears had already fired their coach. They fired him in season.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I remember that.
the Bears are playing the Lions, and Ben Johnson showed out. He pulled out all of the crazy
He was
offensive plays.
interviewing before
He
the
was
interview.
low-key interviewing to be the
Yeah,
head coach of the Bears.
period. Honestly, I kind of love that for him. Like, I'm glad he got his bag. This is an exciting opportunity.
I'm a Ben Johnson truther.
Mhm.
I'm really, really interested to see how both of these teams play out. Lions sans Ben
Yeah,
Johnson, Bears with Ben
with
Johnson,
yep.
and then against each other,
That will be one
mind
for
is
the
blown.
TV folks.
Mind is
Like,
blown.
that one's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, so that's just gonna be really fun to watch.
Mhm. Oh.
What are your guesses for the NFC North?
This is a thing because there are so many changes, and
I know it makes it tough to call.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be the Green Bay Packers at 1, the Lions at 2, the Minnesota Vikings at 3, and the Bears at 4. Solely because I think Detroit is still gonna be good. I think the Packers are just gonna be better. I don't know. I have a very I just have a feeling that this is their season, right? The young core has been together now for some years. Like, they're finally putting pieces together. Barring injury, I think Green Bay is going to I think they're fucking good. Minnesota, don't trust JJ McCarthy. Like, you can have a good defense. I still think you need somebody to be able to put the ball in the end zone. Unsure if that's you. And that's why
Yeah.
I'm like, it's hard with like the Justin Jefferson of it all because he is so good, but like he needs a quarterback that can get him the ball, right? So
Yeah. I know.
unsure about that.
It's just so hard to call, especially since last year, I thought the Vikings were going to be last in the division last year.
Yeah.
And
Right?
they were second and had a great
And they were
record. So it's
so
just so
yeah.
hard. But although I did call that when I thought JJ McCarthy was going to be their quarterback. So, like, do I go with that again? Vegas says Lions, Packers, Vikings, Bears.
Interesting. I'm going against Las Vegas.
And I tend to
As
do
a
that anyways. That's
right.
how you win money. Am I inclined to agree that Packers would be first?
I think you
Am I
should
be
be. Hello, it's our
biased?
team.
Packers first, Lions second. Dare I fucking go Bears in third, Vikings last? Dare
I
I
kind of like it.
fucking
No, that's a
say?
little spicy. I like it. I like it.
I
Use
mean, I
our
don't even know if I necessarily agree with that, to be honest, because I'm not even a
but
JJ McCarthy hater. And I really do
I
like
don't
their
know.
coach. I just
I
like
like Kevin too.
Bears, can
I'm
you do
just
something for me? Because it would be so much more fun to talk
right.
shit with you guys, like, if you were actually good, you know?
Right. It's like so easy to dunk on y'all when you're, I don't know, ass. I kind of like your Bears in third. It could be funny because watch, they might do something.
Watch
You
that.
never know.
What if they were all over 500?
That would be in fucking sane. That would be
That'd be
insane.
crazy.
That's what we mean when we tell y'all that this is the crown jewel division
Crown
of the
jewel of the
NFL
NFL,
because like
genuinely. And that's not even being biased in that situation. That's on
no.
stats, baby. So that is Divisional Drum. And that's the end of that segment.
Oh my God.
Divisional Drum will always have a special place in my heart. Or
It will.
before we get into basketball, I'm going to need this type of breakdown from you
Yeah,
because, like,
we will
I need a
certainly
reason.
do.
I need a reason to watch the games.
Yes,
And, like, I need
the
the beef.
drama in basketball is just as good as the drama in football, I will
Oh
tell
my God,
you.
yeah.
Players having beef with each other, teams having beef with each other. So we will certainly have a little bit of they have divisions in basketball, a divisional drama segment. It will be coming back
We
to
could
you.
break it up. Yeah, we could break it up too. Because I
Yeah.
know that aren't the divisions like bigger? Like they have more
So
teams.
there's like 4 teams in each division. There's just
Oh,
more.
why did I think it was only? Maybe I'm just thinking of the conference.
I think there's just
conferences. What they call
more.
conferences.
2 conferences with all, the West and the East when they're in the playoffs. So, but they do have divisions. There's just like more of them because there's more teams. But the beautiful thing about like that is like there are more bad basketball teams. So like we'll be quick with it. But we will bring divisional drama back before the NBA season starts.
And then while we're in season with football, as we said earlier, with our Pick'em League, we will be keeping up to date with this shit. Like, we will be circling back to set takes, to all the drama we discussed earlier.
Yep.
God, I'm so excited to watch it play out. That's the best.
Oh, it's going to be so
part.
Yeah, trust that we will have our own receipts.
Predicting is fun, but just like watching shit go down, I'm like, wow, that did not work out the way that I thought it would. And that's fun.
Like, I'm so interested just to see how my Tennessee Titans, like, random glaze is going to pop off.
I am so intrigued by that.
Like, really, they don't
Are you just going to have to pick
the...
Are you just going to have to pick the Titans in every pick? Actually,
oh my God. No, but
for
you know what
your
I will
wallet's
do, y'all?
sake, don't do that.
I will pick the Titans for a game, though. I'm declaring it here now.
Yeah.
I will pick the Titans for a game.
Once in a while,
Perhaps
throw it out
I'll lock
there.
them.
I'm there.
Could you imagine? Okay,
for the sake of my wallet, yes, you should do that.
Okay, period.
We're ready.
Okay.
All right, Erin, what we got on the docket for next week?
So for next week, we're going to share our results of our fantasy football drafts, the one with our friends and the one with our family. So look forward to that. We'll go through them together, kind of rate each other's teams, see where we fell short, maybe see where we did really good work, so stay tuned. And then we'll give our first picks for our Fantasy Pick'ems League.
Pick the games for the first week of the NFL season.
Okay, everybody. New episodes drop every Wednesday morning on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube's. Make sure you're subscribed to our channels so you never miss an episode at The Sisterly Shove on all I mentioned above. And give us a follow on Instagram and TikTok at The Sisterly Shove. And talk to you all next week.